Hi guys, my name is Livvy and welcome to my channel. I thought for this video that I would kind of introduce who I am and why I've started this channel. So I live in the Blue Mountains, New South Wales, Australia with my husband Josh, and we've been married for nearly 6 years and we have 2 boys. We have Arthur, who's 3.5, and Felix, who just turned 1. I grew up around here, so I know the area, and I was really excited when we managed to snag this house. We bought it in March 2020 and we were super lucky to get it when we did because it was a week before the bank stopped lending to people because of the virus. So we've been living here for 2 years, and in that time we've done a few things around the house, but we're still constantly working on projects as we get enough finances for it and time for it. My husband and I work in offices mainly. My husband's a graphic designer and I work in office administration. So we are usually sitting down a lot and don't really get to work things with our hands. So any of the projects that we've been doing here, we've actually really tried to do it ourselves, which we're not very good at, but I think that we're getting better with it. And we have a lot of things that we've got planned that we want to do, and I thought that this would be a really great way to showcase it by filming it and putting it up on YouTube, so I'm able to see it, and also family members and friends and anybody who really wants to kind of get an idea of what we're doing. At the beginning of this year, my husband got super sick. We thought it was just maybe COVID, but he tested negative for it. We still quarantined just based on everything going on right now, but I realized during that quarantine period that I didn't have a heap of stuff in my cupboards to cook with, and I felt really ill-prepared for it. And then the week after he got better, my son was a close contact, so we were in lockdown again. And then the week after that, I got COVID, and this is still in January, and my husband has finally tested positive for COVID. So we've kind of been locked down in our house for far too long. It's during this period that I've been forced to really look at my pantry and use what I had available. I have done online orders for the grocery store because I couldn't physically go there, but I'm a person who actually really enjoys grocery shopping. I think maybe that's kind of just something that I feel like I'm good at. I'm good at finding and figuring out how to budget my money, but not being able to actually go and get produce and things was really tough. And when I did an online order, I actually had to wait 4 days from when I ordered it before it could even be delivered because everybody's been doing online orders. So as much as it felt like, oh, maybe it's not a big deal, we had 4 days where we were kind of desperate a little bit for some fresh things like bread. I did have my mother drop off some bread, but one loaf with 4 people doesn't go very far. Since we've been in quarantine from people, I've really been picking through my pantry, and I've noticed that although it looks really well stocked, there's a bunch of stuff in there that we just do not use. So it kind of feels like we've not done too great. I realized that a lot of my meals that I've done during this period have been really repetitive, and food kind of has become boring, which I love food. So the fact that it's become boring was like an alarm bell in my head, and I realized that I'm not really good at stocking it properly or using the stuff that's in that or being inventive. So part of the reason I've started this channel is to be accountable for the goals that I've set. So the goals that I've set since going through this long quarantine period is to be more inventive with my food, to have a better stocked pantry with foods and staples that I actually know how to use and am happy to use, and provide a lot of variety in our life. We are so low on everything right now. My freezer is like no meat stocked in it. I have a tiny freezer, and I just want to be able to learn how to use my space to the best capacity that I can use it. So I'm using this channel as a way to kind of keep myself accountable, to show that I am trying to work towards my goal of being better in the kitchen. Another thing is I realized that we were really limited with our fresh produce. It's currently the height of summer, which is the best time for produce, but it took 4 days for us to have fresh produce. And in those 4 days, we were really scraping it. And I realized that if I had a garden, that this would have been perfect because we could have been eating straight out of there and not even felt any pinch from not being able to go to the store. 4 days doesn't seem like a really long period of time, but we have not been really healthy and feeling great because of the virus and just general sickness. So not having that healthy stuff really made it feel like we were dragging things on longer than they needed to be. If we had a garden, we could have had lettuce and fresh tomatoes and whatever else I could have grown, like zucchini, cucumbers, things that would have helped pick us up and to make us feel better about ourselves. So I thought that what a good thing I could do is to learn how to grow a garden and to record what I'm doing so that I can constantly improve in the future years, so that I don't have a 4-day period where I don't have any fresh produce. I had limited stuff in my freezer, and we really got down to the scraping the barrel of that. It's not something I would repeat. anytime soon. So I thought that this is a way to be accountable having this channel, and also a way to learn new skills, showcase myself, learn them, record how I've done them, and have a record that I can look back on and find ways to continue to improve. I know that doing this is actually going to probably make my family a little bit healthier, but also to be accountable to keeping ourselves healthy and looking after ourselves. The garden is a big one that we are looking to start. We currently are working on our front yard that is going to house our future garden, and I thought maybe I could show that just so that I have a record of what it looked like beforehand compared to what it looks like in the future. So this is really going to be just I think this is more for me than for anyone else of why I'm doing this. The content that's going to come out here is probably going to be a bunch of cooking, meal prepping, and gardening, and whatever the heck comes to mind, just so that I can see kind of where I am and then how I'm getting better. If I had started this channel a year ago, I think that I probably would have been more accountable for the goals I had set. I had a lot of goals to do something similar last year, but I let myself just not do it. To be fair to myself, I did have a baby last year, and I was dealing with a newborn time period, and we were in a major lockdown last year. But this is 2022, and hopefully things are picking up now. So this is the time that I need to pick up, because if I don't start now, then I don't know when I'm going to start. I am about to start working again, part-time, thankfully, and I do have a bunch of things that I'm still doing, but I think that this is a really good thing for me to be doing, so that I can keep myself accountable, have a record, and maybe one day my kids are going to look back at this and be like, Mom, you used to suck at this, but now you're amazing. And I can't wait to be able to go, yeah, I am, and this is part of the reason I did that. If this is content that you think would be interesting, I'd love for you to join me in my journey. I'm not too sure about how great it's going to be. It's probably going to be kind of echoey like this is. I'm filming this on my phone, so we're not looking at high quality stuff. Kind of going to be a little bit raw, but I think that's just a reflection of who I am as a person. Anything I put out in the world, I kind of want to be genuine to myself about it. This is who I am, just kind of a bit of a mess. I mean, my hair, this is the end of the day. My kids are in bed. This is actually my husband's jumper because I was cold and I found it while I was cleaning today. So I figure that should not be stopping me from doing something that I really want to do. And it's gonna be hard, but if you've watched this part, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I will be putting out hopefully another video later this week. Until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.